up, world? I got something to say. I'm your host, Pastor B, and we back again, spitting that truth. Can you handle it? Today, we're going to take a little shift. We're going to talk about relationships today. So if you're ready, let's go. What's going on? What's going on out there in cyber world? What's going on out there in life? It's been a couple of days since I last seen you, and been trying to figure out, the production part of this thing. It's not that easy, but we here. Giving a shout out to all my kings: Nazarel, Israel, Christian, Nasir, Podcast Crush, Cheryl Renee. Love y'all. Thank y'all for all y'all support. To my moms, to everybody else out there, all my family and friends that viewed the first episode, I appreciate you. Today I'm going to be real quick because I got to get back to work, but I felt like I led to talk a little bit. Sometimes in life we decipher things. And then sometimes in life, when you look at things, minus a few snafus, all things kind of remain the same. What do you mean? In every relationship, be it romantic, be it a sibling relationship, a friend relationship, business relationship, there are keys to make them work. Now, I thought when I was coming on here, I said I was going to talk about marriage. Thought I was going to just talk about, the keys and all that because, I'm right now in a separation, but I'm also in get back mode. So I'm trying to tell you what you guys, what I've learned since I've been separated from my wife. But it's not just that. The keys that I got is in every relationship. Any kind of relationship you have. So watch this. 10 keys. Number one, matter of fact, it's 11. Number one, the first one, the most important one of all for any relationship to work, prioritize God. We get in a relationship. Oh, I love you, baby. I love you too. Yes, do you love the Lord? Yes, I do. Come to church with me. Let's pray together. Let's read the Bible together. Oh, let's listen to some Tamala Man, or let's listen to some William Murphy. Come on, and let's worship the Lord together. Worshiping the Lord together in the beginning, and then we become distant from God. Because most of the time when we don't have anything, we come to you, Lord, calling on the Lord. I need me a man. I need me a woman. And then when the Lord bless you, we forget about God. It sounds like Eminem. Everybody act like they forgot about God. And that's a shame because in order for a relationship to work, God has to be at the forefront. He has to be prioritized. He has to be made known that this is what I am. Listen, 69 years, one man, only man she ever known. My grandmother and grandfather. My grandmother, she knew that it was God first. My grandfather, he knew that it was God first. My grandmother knew where she belonged. She would say, no, her place. No, now I'm not going to say she knew her place. But she knew where she stood in my grandfather's heart and his priorities. She knew that God had to be first. 12 kids? Sometimes nights and days get rough. Sometimes Things happen. What are we going to do? We can't come to one another. Obviously, we ain't got it. So where we go? We go to God. But we stay going to God. You mad at me, I'm mad at you. We're not feeling one another. How do we get back to that place? We go to God. You don't call on your single friend and ask them what to do. You don't call on the one that don't like your husband or the one that can't stand your wife, because they're not going to give you what you need. God will always lead you back to his word, and his word will show you how to get back to one another. That's one. Number two is trust. Trust is developed. Trust is earned. But with consistency, trust will stay. If you doing things that are untrustworthy, then of course, whatever relationship you are in, your husband, your wife, your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, if you're doing things that are untrustworthy, then the trust in that relationship will be challenged. How do you develop trust? Develop it through consistency. Showing that you're the genuine article, the person that you say you are. All the time. Number three, I think I said 2 on that one, I'm not sure. I think it's 11. Respect. This is to the men. She respects you. She got to respect you. But guess what? You got to respect her too. Just because you've been made the head don't mean that you her boss. Just because you've been made the head don't mean that you run this with an iron fist. I do this, I do that, I'm the breadwinner, I'm the... Respect. Respect the fact that even if she don't go to work, when you come home, that your food is on the table. Respect the fact that if she don't even go to work, that she pushed them kids out and put her life on the line for you. Respect the fact that he goes to work. Respect the fact that he protects you. Respect the fact that each other are doing the things that are needed to keep the relationship afloat. Respect is big. A female that is respected will do anything for her husband. The moment she feels disrespected, she pulls back. And even intimacy changes. She'll do it because she's your wife. But if there's no respect involved, you'll feel the change literally. And in any other relationship, you don't respect me, it's not going to work. I just came out of a relationship, a business ministry relationship, where there was no respect on either end. And guess what? It didn't work. Respect. Guess what? In order for us to respect, watch this. God, number one, has to be prioritized. Because God will show you how to respect one another if you allow it. Get your egos out the way. Men, stop beating your chest like you King Kong. Women, stop playing games with the magic box because you feel like you can control the narrative with that. And everybody respect one another, and it can be a beautiful thing. I'm on number 4, patience. This is a virtue. Because everybody has gone through things in their past. And no matter, I'm going to heal. And then when he comes, I'll be complete. I'm going to heal. And when she comes, I will be the knight in shining armor. Everybody brings something in a new relationship. Because we're human. We have to have patience for one another because you never know. A person might have felt that they got over something and a trauma might resurface. It might not have nothing to do with you. But patience with God prioritizing. trusting and respecting, 1, 2, and 3, that I can be who she need me to be or who he need me to be, and I'm going to be patient because at the end of this, you're the man I love, you're the woman I love, and I want to be there for you. But it's going to take some patience. Number 5 is forgiveness. Forgiveness is dangerous because unforgiveness is a prison. Unforgiveness is a choice too. When you choose to forgive, you unlock the doors and you take off the shackles of being bound to whatever that situation is. If you're feeling something about something that happened to you, when it's brought up or that person comes around, you have not forgiven them. They ain't thinking about you. You're the one in prison. Free yourself. Because forgiveness ain't for them. It's for you. God forgave you. So you got to forgive them. Forgiveness is great. And you can't forgive somebody and just keep throwing it back up in their face what they did. Then you did not forgive them. The Bible says, remember not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Don't even look back. If that person is new, embrace the newness in them. Why they can't have a chance? Why? If you don't want that, if you don't want them, just say it. But why they can't have a chance? God gave you a chance. And everybody probably think, oh, that's he talking to his wife. Well, he can't get a chance. Yeah, I am. But I'm not just talking about me. I'm not just talking about me. There are people out there that want a chance to reconcile. There are people that have been estranged from their sons and daughters and family. But because of unforgiveness on one side or the other person can't have a chance to say I'm sorry. And even if you don't forgive me, give me a chance to tell you, that I'm sorry. Number 6, commitment. This is easy. If you don't want me, get out of here. Step off. Move on. Make your intentions known. Because, like this young lady said on TikTok, I go strong for mines. I'm different. And like she said, if your pen don't work over here, you're not ready to sign on, then move on. Don't get married and then play the game. Don't get married and have somebody on the side because that's stupid. Why don't you just don't be a player? I ain't endorsing that, but don't pull nobody into you, bringing their heart into it, and they loving you, and you can't commit. Come on, the big keys to any relationship is commitment. I'm all in. I'm with it. What you want to do, I'll run through a wall for you. To the fire, to the limit, to the wall. Chance to be with you, I gladly risk it all. That's commitment. Through the fire. At the end of it, me and you. And the Bible says when we come through, we won't smell like smoke. Why we run? Were we really committed to one another? We got to think about it. Why did we run? Why did we not even try? And that's in any relationship. Why did you walk away? Think about it. Commitment. To the end. We get in front of God. Oh, Lord. I'm going to marry them. I'm going to be with them to the end of time. Lies. Lies. Can't believe a word you say. Yeah. We lie. I understand things happen and people, move on. But at the same time, you said till death do you part. You ain't dead yet. So, commitment. Number 7, prayer. We need to pray with one another. We need to pray for one another. Because at the end of the day, as long as we in this human flesh, temptation to do, and everybody think temptation is just cheap. Just the temptation to walk away, temptation to embrace hate when you're angry, temptation to do different things that you wouldn't normally do. Prayer, talking to God, and there it is. Number 1, talking to God. Trust in the fact that you respect what He says. You have patience enough to forgive whatever it is that made you mad, and you're committed. See how I ran down all 6? You're committed not to do anything that's going to ruin the relationship because I've talked to God through prayer. So, number 6. No, number number 8. I'm sorry. It's time. Time can go both ways. Time spent with one another, but time is not to be played with. Because you're here one day, you're gone today. And then life is a vapor. We spend too much time hating one another. We spend too much time worrying about what other people got to say about whatever relationship you have with anybody. Don't be friends with them. Don't talk to them. I don't like them. Don't be with him. Leave your husband. Oh man, forget her, man. Go on, man. Go on, be with that other girl. Listening to people, playing around with time. And then when somebody dying, it's, oh, Lord, I can't believe he gone. But what did you do with time while they were there? Did you tell them you love them? Did you show them you love them? Or did you do with what I'm dealing with now? Do you avoid anything concerning you loving them? I don't get that from nobody. I don't get it from my kids. I don't get it from a lot family members. I don't get it from any of my relationships. That people don't tell me that. But if I was gone and in the grave, they'll want to tell me they love me then. No. Tell somebody while they're alive. Show somebody while they're alive, because guess what? You ain't got a lot of time. So when you take advantage of time, time spent is an event. Time spent is something that God granted us. And if we're in relationships, make that time of the essence. Make that time dope. Every time you be around each other, you should be excited. I don't care if you're just sitting there eating tuna fish sandwiches. We together, we with one another. Dang, I can't wait to see my son today. I love that little man. Because it's time spent. I think about a lot when I'll be 50 years old. When I'm not going to be here no more. So time, that has been given us, allotted by God. We got to take advantage of that in our relationships. Time. Here go one that's romantic. Throw it in there. Date nights. God told me after I tried to pull the Adam, and I said, Lord, it wasn't me. It was that little chocolate fine little thing over there. That girl, that judge girl. It was her. And the Lord said, no, son. What did you do? Date nights. He said, you never stop dating your wife. Ever. I thought about it. I said, wow, when we was dating, it was fun. Got married in graveyard. And And that's because I didn't maintenance it. I didn't continue to, oh, I got the prize, I got the prize. Be careful with that. Because she'll get complacent. Be careful with that. Because she'll get bored. Be careful with that. Because she'll start contemplating. Be careful with that. Because she'll start getting resentful. Take her out. Do what you got to do. Be the man that she fell in love with. Be that guy. And continue to be that guy. Don't let money. It's where we mess up at. And my wife could attest to this if she ever gave a testimony for me. In the beginning, it wasn't that the fact that we had a whole lot of money. It's that I'm very spontaneous and very, I can take a small amount of money and make something dope happen. Not that we ain't got money, but it don't take a whole lot of money for time spent to be dope. So continue. Date nights. That's for all the married people and those that are dating with the inspiration to be married. Okay, we coming down to it. Number 10 is loyalty. One thing I cannot stand is somebody that's disloyal. And because you mad at me, you gonna go and berate and talk trash about me. When I was just everything to you. Or I'm going to go and say you this and say you that. When you was just everything to me. Loyalty to one another. Be loyal to your family. Be loyal to your husbands. Be loyal to your wife. Be loyal to your children. Because this world will be disloyal to them. And you gonna need them. And they gonna need you. I say that all the time. My wife get offended. I married her because I rewarded loyalty. That don't sound right. But hear what I'm saying. Let me explain. The fact that when there was a time, I could be open because I'm not scared. She might not like it, but this is my podcast. God bless her. If she don't like it, I'm going to pray for her. But this is my podcast. This is my life. Watch this. There was a time I was homeless. And I was out there. They ain't had nowhere to go. She was always with me. Sick. Still working. I always had money. But didn't have nowhere to go. She was there. She was that one. She was that rock. She was my everything. And I felt like there's nobody else. Because I've never considered marriage before. I mean, I was engaged, but I was young then. I was much younger and stupid. But I'm talking about really considering a family. There was no one ever that I thought about doing it with but her. And she had the option to go and be wherever she lived at, but she was with me. All the time, making sure I was good. Every day before she went home and did what she had to do, she always made sure I was good. Always making sure I was good. She was there for me. I ain't gonna cry. This is a podcast. But at the same time, I had to reward that. And the reward was giving the ultimate commitment. But watch this. I'm going to run it down. Through God, I trusted the fact that she was there for me. I respected the fact that she loved me. I had patience with the fact that I was in a situation, but I was going to come out on the other side. I had to forgive those around me that did not, want to help me. I was committed through prayer to spending that time with her, to spending that time with God. Back then, we went on date nights. So guess what? I rewarded loyalty. I don't care how that sounds. I think it's dope. Because at the end of the day, she the only one that ever married me. And I love her and I thank her and I appreciate her for it. And I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight to, for that relationship. But that's neither here nor there. The last thing, and not least, is communication. We can't talk to one another. We got to talk at one another. We got to argue. We got to fuss. We can't disagree without being disagreeable. The relationship is not going to work. You have to be able to talk. You have to be able to. Sometimes, guess what? Communication sometimes means shut the heck up. How about that? So she can talk. Let her talk. Don't talk over her. Stop cutting her off. Well, stop cutting him off. Let him talk. A lot of times men don't like to express their feelings, but if you got a man that's willing to express his feelings, let him say what he got to say. And even if you're offended, open your mouth and say something. Don't hold that. We go back to number 5. Forgiveness. Let it go. Tell a person how you feel. So, at the end of all this, you'll be standing with a great relationship if you allow God to be number 1. You trust one another, respect, have the patience and forgiveness to move forward with a commitment, prayer, time spent, the date nights and those things that brought you guys together. Continue on with it. Stay loyal to one another. And always be able to have a dialogue and to talk to one another. This is episode 2. And I thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Please share this video. Tell somebody about the What Up World. I Got Something to Say podcast with your boy, Pastor B. I will appreciate it. We're going to be doing some things and some interviews, and going to have some different ones on here. But I appreciate you again. But I'm out of here. I love y'all. What up, world? I got something to say.